When life breaks you, it doesn't come with a warning. It doesn't tap you on the shoulder and ask if you're ready. It comes crashing down like a storm, loud, violent, and unforgiving. One moment you're standing tall, the next you're on your knees wondering how it all fell apart. And in that moment, when everything feels like it's been ripped from you, that's when you find out what you're really made of. Pain isn't the end, it's the beginning. It's the forge, the fire, the crucible where weak things are destroyed and strong things are born. You think you're done, you're not done, you're just getting started. Life didn't break you to finish you. It broke you to rebuild you. You're lying there broken, good. Now what? Now you look around and you realize nobody's coming. No backup, no cavalry, just you, the wreckage, and the choice. Stay there, wallow, fade into regret, or rise, slowly, painfully, one decision at a time. You stand up, not because it's easy, not because it's fair, but because you're not dead yet, and as long as you're breathing, you're not broken beyond repair. See, when everything is taken from you, something else gets revealed. Your will, not your comfort, not your luck. Your will, that unbreakable core, and most people never see it because they've never been pushed far enough. But when life hits you with everything it's got, and you're still here, that's the beginning of power. That's the moment you stop being a victim and start becoming something else, something ruthless, something forged in fire. You don't need perfect conditions to grow. You need resistance. You need pressure. You need to be broken so the weak pieces fall away. What's left is real. What's left is solid. Pain shows you where the weakness lies, so you can eliminate it. So you're broken, good. Now build stronger. Build smarter. Build like your life depends on it. Because it does. Build without excuses. Build with whatever you've got left, even if it's just grit and blood and breath. You don't get to choose how life breaks you, but you sure as hell get to choose what you do after. This is the start. Right here, on the floor, in the dark, alone. This is where warriors are made. Not on the podium, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. In the silence, in the pain. Pain is the birthplace of power, so don't waste it. Use it, take it, turn it into fuel, let it burn, let it reshape you, and when you rise again, because you will, don't be surprised that you're no longer the same. You'll be harder, you'll be sharper, you'll be ready, because pain didn't destroy you. It revealed you. You don't cry, you train. That's the difference between the ones who make it and the ones who wish they did. You don't fold under pressure, you forge under it. The world doesn't care how you feel, it responds to what you do. And if you want to survive, if you want to thrive, if you want to win, you better learn to train when it hurts, when you're tired, when no one is watching. You think champions are built on comfort? No, they're built in chaos. They're built when the alarm goes off at 4:30 a.m. and no one's coming to motivate them. They're built in the reps no one sees, in the decisions no one claps for. That's where the edge is honed. That's where the mindset is forged. You don't pray for peace without preparing for war, and you don't ask for life to get easier. That's weakness talking. You train for life to get harder. You train for the day everything falls apart. You train so when others break, you don't even flinch, because the battlefield is real. Maybe not with bullets and bombs, but with bills, betrayal, heartbreak, sickness, stress, loss. And it doesn't give you a heads up, it shows up swinging. So what do? You prepare. You push yourself. You stack discipline day after day. That's your armor. That's your weapon. And the people who don't train, they'll collapse when the pressure hits, but not you. You want to be strong, then stop chasing motivation. Start chasing mastery. You want to be resilient, then stop crying over what didn't go your way and start building a response so strong it doesn't matter what life throws at you. Because when it hits the fan, emotion won't save you, training will. When the pressure rises, your preparation will carry you through. That's the truth nobody wants to hear. Discipline over emotion, execution over excuses. You train because you refuse to be a victim. You train because weakness is unacceptable. You train because there's something inside you that demands more. Not for applause, not for likes, for survival. For strength, for respect from yourself. Every rep you do when your body says stop. Every run you take when your mind says quit. Every early morning, every cold shower, every sacrifice. They stack up. They shape you, they sharpen you, until one day the world throws a punch and it bounces off. This isn't about having an easier life. It's about building a stronger you. It's not about avoiding adversity. It's about dominating it. You're not training for fun. You're training for war. Life will test you. Life will break you. But if you've been preparing for that day, if you've been training for that storm, you don't panic. You don't fold, you execute because you didn't cry. You trained, rock bottom. It sounds like the end, but it's not. It's the foundation. It's where everything fake, everything weak, everything borrowed gets stripped away. And all you're left with is you, no noise, no distractions, just the mirror, just the silence, just the truth. And when you've lost everything, you've also lost your excuses. You can't blame anyone anymore. You can't point fingers. There's no room for lies when you're at zero. That's when it gets real. That's when you see exactly who you are underneath all the comfort, all the pretending, all the noise. You're not down there to stay. You're down there to decide. Rock bottom isn't punishment. It's an invitation to rebuild. But this time with intention, this time with grit, this time without illusion. You're not climbing out the same person who fell. That old version died in the collapse. Good, let it die. That version wasn't strong enough anyway. That version cracked under pressure, but now you're forced to evolve. There's clarity in the wreckage. When there's nothing left to lose, there's finally space to build from the ground up, brick by brick, decision by decision. You stop chasing validation. You stop looking for shortcuts. You start doing the hard work, the invisible work, the relentless, boring, brutal work that no one applauds, but that shapes warriors. And don't mistake the silence for weakness. That silence, that's where transformation begins. That's where you start talking to yourself, not as a victim, but as a fighter. That's where you stop negotiating with pain and start using it. You learn to sit in the discomfort. You learn to embrace the emptiness. Because there's power in knowing you've already been at the bottom and survived. See, most people fear failure. They fear rock bottom. But once you've been there, it becomes your advantage. You don't panic when things fall apart because you know what it feels like. You've been to hell and back, and now you walk different. You move different. You don't flinch anymore, because nothing can be taken from a man who's already had it all ripped away. This isn't the end of your story. It's the chapter where everything changes, where the excuses die and the discipline begins, where the world sees ashes but you see opportunity. You build from that place, you grind from that place. And the next time someone sees you rise, they won't understand the depth you had to crawl out from. Let them wonder, let them guess. You'll be too busy becoming the version of you that doesn't break anymore. The version that was born at rock bottom, built on solid ground, control what you can, dominate what you must. That's the mindset, that's the code, because life isn't fair and it never promised to be. It throws punches when you're not ready. It hits you from blind spots. It wrecks plans, breaks routines, and tests your limits when you least expect it. But here's the truth. You don't control the hit. You control the response. You can't dictate the weather, the economy, the betrayal, the losses, or the setbacks, but you can own your reaction. You can control your breath when the panic rises. You can control your discipline when your emotions scream to quit. You can control your will when the world says surrender. That's where real power lives. Not in pretending to control everything, but in mastering the small things that matter. You don't need control over the chaos. You need control over yourself in the chaos. That's where warriors are made, not in calm waters, but in the storm with calm minds. The weak blame the storm, the strong become the eye of it. You walk into fire not because you're fearless, but because you've trained your response. Your habits are sharp, your mindset is solid, you breathe through the pain, you execute through the fear. That's what separates the prepared from the panicked. Control your breath, because when it shortens, your thinking gets sloppy. Control your schedule, because when you drift, your mission fades. Control your discipline, because without it, you become a slave to every distraction, every emotion, every impulse. There's power in deciding that no matter what the world does, you stay locked in. You stay sharp, you stay lethal, you build a system so strong, so intentional, that even when life smashes your plan, you adapt, you don't freeze, you pivot, you strike back. Because control isn't about dominance over others. It's about self-mastery. It's about owning your time, your focus, your attitude. It's about being the kind of person who doesn't collapse just because the situation is tough. You lead yourself first, and from that place, you lead others. Dominate what you must. Your routine, your mindset, your output. Wake up earlier, train harder, think deeper, move faster, sharpen your systems, execute your mission like your life depends on it, because one day it might. No one is coming to do it for you. No one is going to hand you peace or victory. You want control, then earn it, daily, ruthlessly. You want to be unshakable, then control your world, starting from the inside out. So let life hit, let the chaos come. You won't break, you'll respond, you'll adapt, and you'll dominate what's yours to dominate, because you've trained for it, because you've chosen to own the only thing that truly belongs to you, your discipline, your effort, your will. Getting up once isn't enough. Anyone can rise for a moment. Anyone can bounce back for a day, a week, even a season, but the real battle, it's staying up, it's staying sharp, staying disciplined, staying hungry long after the pain fades and the crisis ends. You fall, you get up. That's the first step, but don't celebrate too early, because life isn't finished. Life doesn't stop swinging, and if you think one comeback is all it takes, you're already vulnerable again. This isn't about the moment you rise, it's about the daily war to remain unshaken when everything tries to pull you back down. Getting up takes courage, staying up takes systems, staying up takes structure. Habits, rituals, a code that you follow whether you feel like it or not. Because if you rely on motivation, you'll fall again. If you depend on emotion, you'll break again. But if you build armor, mental, physical, spiritual, then when the hits come, you won't drop. You won't fold, you'll absorb the impact and keep moving. Every day you stay up, you're stacking strength. You're proving that your rise wasn't luck, it was earned. And it's being maintained with discipline. With choices, with sacrifice, because you don't just want to rise, you want to last. That's why you build habits. You create non-negotiables. You don't leave your rise to chance. You hardwire it into your schedule, your diet, your training, your mindset. You write the code and you follow it. No matter how you feel, no matter who's watching, you build armor because the world doesn't care how hard it was for you to stand. It just keeps testing to see if you'll fall again. So you train, you prepare, you become durable. You get so solid that setbacks can't shake you anymore. They just hit and bounce off. You build yourself. Daily, not in sprints, not in bursts of hype, but in slow, consistent, relentless construction. You become someone that doesn't just survive storms. You live in them, you thrive in them, because you've decided that falling isn't part of your identity anymore. You've outgrown it. It's not about the big comeback moment. It's about the grind afterward, the quiet mornings, the lonely nights, the repetition, the discipline, the refusal to slip, to slide, to surrender. That's where real strength is born. That's where warriors are made. So yes, get up, but don't just stand. Stay standing, stay moving, stay dangerous, because every second you stay up, you're becoming more than you were yesterday, and every time you resist the fall, you're proving you're not the same person who once went down. You're built now, you're armed, you're solid, and this time, you're not going back. Use the damage, don't run from it, don't deny it, don't bury it. You've been through hell, good. Now take that pain and make it work for you. The scars, good, they're yours now, earned, etched into your story. Don't hide them, don't cover them up, wear them like armor, because they prove something the world needs to know. You survived, and not just survived, but came back more dangerous. The damage you carry isn't weakness, it's proof. Proof that life tried to break you, and failed. Proof that you've been tested, that you've been cut, bruised, knocked down, and left in the dark. And still, you didn't quit. You crawled out, you stood up, you kept moving. That's power. That's what the soft don't understand. They think pain is something to avoid, but you know better. You know pain can be forged into fuel. You know every mistake, every failure, every betrayal, every breakdown is a tool if you use it right. Let it teach you, let it sharpen you, let it burn off the weakness, don't numb it, don't resent it. Study it, learn the lesson, then weaponize it. Every scar tells a story, and if you listen close, they're saying, I'm still here. That's no small thing. People quit every day, they fold under pressure. But you didn't, you bore the weight and became something more. You leveled up, so when people look at you and ask what changed, don't say anything. Let the damage speak for you, let the new version of you, the harder, sharper, more focused version, do the talking. Use the damage, channel it into your reps, into your craft, into your mission. Let it fuel your focus when you're tired. Let it remind you why you started when doubt creeps in. Let it be the fire behind every decision, every discipline, every sacrifice. Because once you've been broken and rebuilt, you don't move the same. You're not soft anymore. You're calculated. You're composed. You're lethal. You're not afraid to hurt. You've already hurt. You're not afraid to lose. You've already lost. And that makes you dangerous, because there's nothing left to fear. That's what the scars give you. Freedom. Freedom from the illusion of safety. Freedom from the trap of comfort. Because you've lived through worse, and still showed up, still trained, still fought. The world respects resilience. It fears it too. So don't hide what made you. Don't pretend you didn't bleed for this. Own it, honor it, use it. You don't owe anyone perfection. You owe yourself honesty, and the honest truth is this: your damage is not a curse. It's your advantage, so let them talk, let them doubt. While they're busy wondering how you're still standing, you're already moving. Already building, already dominating, because you didn't just survive the pain. You turned it into power.